going?
Using the USA car buying service was seeing the different discounts. It had like a manufacturer discount, it had a USA member discount. All of them were already built into the low price. I know that I got a better deal than I would have on my own.
All right. I wanted to do that. That's the ALE Power Hour explosion, and that's what I want us to do. This is what I want us to happen, is just explode our business. Paige and I had talked about doing something like this for quite a while, and then it's like, what do we call it? And it's like, let's call it the Power Hour Explosion or the Power Hour, and get as much as we can out of this for all of the ALEs. And like I said, I'm going to share with you what I have. I'm going to try to keep my part to a half hour. I get excited and sometimes I get long-winded. Hopefully it's all going to be good information. Some of it you may already know, some of it you may not. So I've kind of tried to put a fairly decent wrapper on this. And I'll kind of leave the line open if you're doing something in the background that, you want. If you've got something going on in the background and you want to, go ahead and mute yourself. I'm going to kind of leave it open. If you have a question as we go through, just go ahead and blurt it out, and we'll kind of talk about things. I want to keep my material to about a half hour. If I don't have any questions in a half hour, I'll try to finish. And then if you have any questions or want to stay after that and ask questions, you're more than welcome to. Or we can just answer questions as we go along. This is me. I'm the founder and CEO of Affordable Social Media. It's a social media marketing company here in Omaha. I've been in business for about 9 years, and the incredible thing, not only with Constant Contact, but with what I have done with the business, is that my one business has actually turned into 4 different businesses. And it's more on the entrepreneur side of things that I just kind of let it grow however it wanted to grow. And a lot of it I did with Constant Contact. And I have found that email marketing is a fantastic way to go, and that's where I've really been able to increase my business. So what I'm going to do is let's kind of I'm going to go over some topics that I have. And what I found with making money is there's 2 ways to make money in Constant Contact. I call them the short hit and the long haul. Right at the very top, one of them, the short hit for me, is money up front. And I don't mean up front, you go and do something, you get paid, but there's a couple of different or several different ways you can get paid with Constant Contact. For me, the short hit, the money up front, is doing something to get paid for it right away, which would be presentations. Long haul, for me, when I went into business, what I wanted to find was the long haul. I wanted to find that revenue stream, that income that comes in every month. To a certain extent, that for me was Constant Contact, and what I built with Affordable Social Media. I have recurring revenue stream, but with Constant Contact, we have certain criteria we have to meet to maintain that revenue stream that we have coming in. And so it's not like a recurring revenue stream that we can just sit back and do nothing to continue to have that money coming in. So these are the 2 ways that I look at everything. And I'm going to drop down, well, first off, the paragraph that I have there, right above there, the last couple of sentences, this opportunity is too good to let pass you by, and if you grow as Constant Contact grows. I'll tell you what, Constant Contact is probably one of the best opportunities that I have seen and I have embarked on. And there's a lot of things that I've embarked on in my life, but Constant Contact has always been there. Constant Contact has always helped me grow not only my business, but my relationship with Constant Contact. But the first thing that I want you to do, and this is just you as a person, remember yourself, your dreams, and your focus. What do you want? What do you want to get out of life? Set your sights on those goals and go for it. Don't let anything get in your way. I remember a time I went to one of Paige's presentations, and it was when Paige and I had first met each other, and she did a presentation down here at the college. And what I had remembered was a study that was done at Harvard with people who were graduating. And what they did was they took half the class and had them write down their goals. They did not ask the other half of the class to do that. And what they found was they went back after 5 years and found out that the people that had written down their goals had attained almost all of their goals, whereas the people that didn't write them down hardly attained very many of them. When I was in the presentation, and I remembered that, and when I was in the presentation with Paige, I wrote down a goal, and it was a number. And it was, at the time, I was making maybe a couple of $100 with Constant Contact, and I sat there and I wrote down 2,500 because that was how much I wanted to make with Constant Contact every month. And although I don't quite reach that every month, I have surpassed it, and in at least one case, I have doubled that amount of money that I have made in a month. I work Constant Contact as part of my business, and I kind of work it in with it. For me to kind of put it into a nutshell, you're an affiliate marketer for Constant Contact. And what I mean by that is that you have an agreement with them. You bring in so many people, you maintain so many customers, and this is the amount of money that they're going to pay you. And that's the way I look at it us being affiliate marketers of Constant Contact. But even more so than that, Constant Contact is a powerful tool. It is a powerful product. And through some of Constant Contact's training and just kind of keeping your finger on the pulse of Constant Contact, you can keep up with what's going on with things. And what I do is I like introducing it to the world, not only email marketing, but Constant Contact. You would think, I thought, most people have heard of Constant Contact, but I was doing a presentation Wednesday. I was in Sioux City, and I did a presentation, and I brought up email marketing, and some of the people kind of had this puzzled look on their face. And then when I brought up Constant Contact, there were people in the room that said they'd never heard of it, and I'm like, oh my gosh, you need to hear about Constant Contact. So I told them about Constant Contact. I brought on 2 new people into Constant Contact. Answer the question, are you long or are you short or are you both? You know, what do you want to be? And then we start working in that direction. Sacrifice versus risk. You know, what are you willing to do? And what risks are you willing to take to attain your goals? Okay, that's the first one to making money, is remember yourself, your dreams, and your focus. Don't forget about those. Okay, I'm going to say I went on and I muted everybody, so if you have something to say, just raise your hand, let me know. And okay, I think everybody can still hear me the way I muted it. If you can hear me, if you wouldn't mind going ahead and raising your hand, because I selected mute, and I'm assuming that I muted us hearing you. Awesome, thank you, Tom. Okay, and I understand David and Chuck, you guys are on the phone, so you guys can't raise your hand. The second way to make money, first off, decide if you're long or short. The second way to make money, and I got to tell you guys, I Luckily, Paige is not on here, and she is intentionally did not come on because I'm going to tell you things that aren't necessarily what Constant Contact or the way Constant Contact want you to do business, but these are the ways that I made money. And the second one is to bring outliers into your fold. And okay, before I go there, Tom, did you have a question?
No, I didn't.
Gotcha. Okay, I saw your hand up. Whoops. I saw your hand up. I just wanted to double check um, whether you had a question or not. Okay, bringing outliers into your fold. What I'm talking about with that is I have done presentations and there are people that have Constant Contact. They're using Constant Contact, but they don't have any guidance. They don't have anybody near to go to, somebody to ask questions about. So what I do, and this is one of my revenue streams, this is how I built my revenue stream when I first started with Constant Contact, is I told people, you know what, how do you feel about me, or would you like for me to take a look at your email marketing and see what you're doing with your email marketing, and then sit down with you and give you some tips and tricks and kind of tell you what I see. Some people I've looked at, they're doing a great job. Other people, um, they just need some help. You all can do that. Right now, you all have more experience with Constant Contact than probably most people that are using it. So what I do is I tell them I need your user ID and password. And then what you do, and then what I'll do is I'll take the user ID and password and I'll send it to Constant Contact and say, Constant Contact, can you bring this person into my console? And what Constant Contact will do is move that person into your console, and now you're going to get recurring revenue every month for bringing that person into your console. And like I said, when I first started, this is how I started building my business, how I started getting cash to flow. But keep in mind, I still look at the people that I bring into my fold or that I bring into my console as my clients. So I keep in touch with them. They also know that they can call me if they have any issues. And I have some clients that before they send out an email, they send it to me to kind of look over. So now you've brought those outliers in. You're helping people with their Constant Contact. And the reason is when you help them with Constant Contact, you have access to things that they don't. If they have an issue or a problem, several ways you can handle it. One of them is answer it yourself. The other one is tell them to go to the 1-800 number. But there's some other things that what I do, depending on who I'm talking with, is I'll go to Constant Contact. I think it's Brett now, and I'll go to Brett and I'll say, hey, how do I do this? For instance, one of the chambers the other day, it was a couple of weeks ago, had asked me how they get free Constant Contact. I had kind of researched it. I kind of knew how to do it, but I called Brett and I said, okay, Brett, how do we do this? How long does it take? And he kind of walked me through it. Then I went back to the chamber and I got them moving forward. And it's not so much the chamber that I'm thinking about. It is all of the people that are part of the chamber. And I did the presentation to the chamber, so there were people there, and the people that were there didn't realize everything Constant Contact could do, but with the chamber's enthusiasm with Constant Contact, I signed 2 people up at that presentation also. So bringing outliers into your fold, now you start getting recurring revenue for them being in there. You don't make money for bringing them on like you would if you brought somebody on cold. But what you're doing is you're helping people build their constant contact also. And I'm going to show you how that makes money. Well, number 3, list building. Building someone's list will also give you a revenue stream, but what it actually does is it will increase your revenue stream. And what I mean by that is you bring those outliers in, and then you help them start building their email lists, and ka-ching, your money increases. And let me see if I can bring this up. And I'm not going to talk so much about money on, so much, we earn so much percentage doing this, we earn so much percentage doing that, because there have been a lot of webinars about that. But this is Constant Contact's pricing. And if you're not sure where this is, I just go to constantcontact.com and I drop clear to the bottom, and over on the Get Started is pricing. And so you can give your clients an idea of how much Constant Contact costs depending on how many people they have in their email database. The cool thing about this, email starts at $20 a month. Okay, that's awesome. So we earn, depending on what level you are, bronze, gold, silver, platinum, you're going to get a percentage of that. But by helping them, let's say you're at $20 a month, by helping them build their email list, let's say we bump it up, we get them over 500 people. Now we get them somewhere between 501 and 2,500 people, and you see what happens. Now it goes from $20 to $40 a month, and what you did was you just increased your revenue stream. You doubled your revenue stream by helping somebody build their database. I mean, to me, this is incredible. You can decide how much money you're going to make every month. And hopefully by now you all have written down a number on a piece of paper of how much you want to make. And all I've done is talked about email. Let's go over to the other side, and let's say that they decide to do Email Plus, which is incredible. Email Plus, the things that we are offering small businesses are incredible. And I'm not trying to sell you on Constant Contact. You already should be. It's just we've got an incredible product, and I truly believe that. So instead of starting people at $20 a month, we start them at $45 a month. You're still getting a percentage of that $45 a month. Now let's calculate their price, and let's move them up to 501 to 2,500 people. Now you went from $45 a month to $65 a month. That's what they went to, and your revenue stream also increases. For me, it's not to get them to 501, it's to get them to 2,500. It's to get them where they want to be. Some people are okay with smaller numbers. I had a person that had a marina here in Nebraska. And if you know Nebraska, I mean, there's not that many lakes to where you can have a marina. But I worked with a marina owner, and he had 138 people on his email list. It took me 6 months to convince him to send out his first email, because he was one of those people that said, oh, I already get so much email and I don't want to spam people. But he was an affiliate marketer for a company that sold marine products. So for every product he sold from this company, he made money. So we set up the email. I said, let's choose 4 of your products. What products would boaters use this time of year? We set up his email, we sent it out, and he called me a week later and said, Mike, I've already made $250 off of that one email. And then I met him 2 weeks later, and he had made over $500 off of that one email with less than 200 people. He was happy. So what I'm saying is find out what your client wants, help them build their database, tell them how to do that with email marketing. You can do it with Constant Contact's tools. It's called their sign up tools. It's within, whenever you go into their account or into your Constant Contact account, I believe there's either 3 or 4 different tools you can set up. I mean, it is so easy. With retail, what I have is I took an Excel spreadsheet. There are 25 lines on that spreadsheet, and it says if you would like, at the very top, it says if you would like to receive our monthly newsletter that is offering coupons, and I can't remember what else it said, sign up. Give us your name and your email address. I have one client that they have this sitting on their counter in their business. So what happens is while people are getting ready to pay, this sign-up sheet is right in front of them. So with this client, we increase their email database between 200 and 400 people every month. It's just incredible how it works. And bam, ka-ching, my revenue increases. The client is fine with it because he sends out an email once a month and he gets an incredible response. So he makes his money back. So that is another way of making money with Constant Contact. Bring in the outliers, then help those people build their database. Everybody that's under your console, help them build their database, and then they think that's the coolest thing since sliced bread because you're helping them. But what you're also doing is you're increasing your revenue stream. You get paid to help them. So that's list building. That's just a great way. You're helping other people and you're building your revenue stream. It almost seems underhanded, but it's really not. It's fairly simple. Okay, those are your 2 of your revenue stream. Events, number 4. Let's talk about events real quick. No, not real quick. A couple of things with events. First off, if you do an event, do a presentation, invite people to it, and there's a whole plethora of information. This is like a whole nother market. Tom, I know you've gone into this. I'm not sure about Chuck, David, or Lane as far as actually doing Constant Contact events, but I have done everything from setting up my own events to doing webinars, and now what I'm doing is most of the people I'm doing events for, that's what I'm doing. I'm doing events for them because I have done so many events. They saw me as a Constant Contact or as a social media expert. So I could set up an event. So what they're doing is they're setting up the events for me, or they're setting up their events and inviting me to them. I've done that with SCORE. I've done that with the Small Business Administration. I'm working with them on their traveling road show. That's what took me to Sioux City, and then the day after that we were in a library. They did all of the marketing. They brought the people there for the presentation. All I did was present to them at that point. So every time somebody attends one of your events, right now, you get money up front. The reason I'm saying right now is because Constant Contact keeps changing things. A long time ago, and I'm going to speak freely with you all, I'm a little bit more politically correct with Paige and some of the people when I talk with Constant Contact. But Constant Contact, one of the things a long time ago that I realized is Constant Contact is also constant change. Things will continually change. Some get better, some go the other way, but just expect things to change. Right now, every butt in a seat Constant Contact will pay you for if you set up your event correctly in your console. So that's the other thing. But next week we'll talk, or next month, we'll talk a little bit more about your consoles. Money up front, so people come in, butts in seats. Right now you get money for every person that's in the seat. Now I call it money up front, but I think there's a month lag time or a month and a half. So the events that I have in June, I won't get paid for until August, because they'll go through the entire month of June, and then in July they take a look at all of the events that I've done in June, and then it will go into the next cycle. So what you need to do with your events is realize that that cycle happens and keep feeding that cycle, and then you have that continuous stream of money that will come in for your events. Revenue stream part of this, the intent of the event as far as Constant Contact goes is for you to bring people into Constant Contact. It's the conversions. That's what everybody wants. As soon as you convert them, bam, now you've got a revenue stream. Now you start making money with that person. So when you do an event, there are, I think, there's 5 parts to doing an event. There's the preparation for it, which is where am I going to have it? Who do I need to contact? What time am I going to have it? Then you need to get it scheduled, and that's the first thing. And I've worked with people, with speakers who want to branch out on their own, and they're like, well, I'm going to go market my event. Well, you can't market your event until you have a location and a time. So that's the first thing that you have to look at. Some of what I've noticed is location in the city has something to do with it. Sometimes it doesn't. And what I mean is I have had people drive clear across the city. I've had people drive in from other cities to come to the presentation, depending on how prepared I was by setting up my event in Constant Contact. Scheduling and then marketing. You have to market your event. Your event is not going to be as popular if you don't market it. You have email marketing as a solution provider in an ALE. Your email marketing, your entire console is free. Your email plus is free. You might as well use it. Let people know on Facebook, on Twitter, if you're in LinkedIn, grab the link from your landing page for your event and put that link in LinkedIn. Put it in Facebook, put it on Twitter, wherever you are. Put that information in there. Send out an email. It doesn't matter the size of your list. The biggest thing is get the email done, get it sent out, and give people the opportunity to forward that email to a friend of theirs, because they may not be able to make your event, or they may not be interested, but they will know people who are interested. So you want to make it available to them. So market it. Let people know. Make sure it's in your console. Make sure it gets on Paige's calendar. I'll tell you what, I can watch my event numbers, and whenever that email goes out from Paige, my numbers go up, my attendees, because she can reach people that we can't. Plus, Paige carries a certain authority with her that we don't. And it's incredible. When I do presentations here in Omaha, I can bring in 15 to 20 people. When Paige comes to Omaha, she brings in like 150, 180 people. It's incredible. And when I bring her to town, or whenever she comes to town to do one of my presentations, I pontificate her. I tell people the regional manager for Constant Contact is coming to town. You've got to come see Paige Cahill. She's only in town for this one event. So I really blow up her coming to town. On the flip side, I've talked with people who have said, yeah, we remember Paige Cahill. Do you work with her? Well, of course I do. So now what I'm doing is I'm aligning myself with Paige. Paige doesn't realize how powerful she is. She doesn't realize the draw of people that she brings in. Use that. That'll help you make money. The day of your event, make sure you're there soon enough to get everything set up. If something doesn't work, it'll give you time to work it out. The other thing that I do is I try to get everything together so when people start walking in, I can go up and say hi to them. I had one event that had, I think there was about 60 or 70 people that showed up. I showed up an hour early. Everything went really smooth. I had everything set up. So what I did was I met people at the sign-in table as they were coming in, signing in. Maybe they were waiting in line, and I said, hey, how you doing? I'm Mike Bitter. I'm your presenter today. I just wanted to say hi, maybe get their name, find out what their business is. And now when I'm doing my presentation, I paint them into the Constant Contact picture. I'll tell you what, it does great things for conversions when you actually use somebody that's in the audience as an example. It also shows people that you care. Keep in mind, people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. So by you doing that extra step, shaking hands, getting to know people as they're walking in, it kind of changes the whole air. And then, of course, there's the follow-up. I use an evaluation form. If you don't have the evaluation form or you want a copy of mine, let me know, shoot me an email, anything like that. But on the evaluation form, I capture people in as many different ways as I can at my events, because just because I can't capture them one way doesn't mean I can't capture them another way. What I mean by that, the top of the evaluation form, I ask for their name, their phone number, their email address, their company, their website, and believe it or not, I have a lot of people that fill out all of that information, and at the bottom, they have the opportunity to start as a trialer of Constant Contact, or they can go ahead and get started with Constant Contact, and then I follow up with them later on. So the follow-up is really important. I'm not the king of follow-up. That's probably one of my biggest weaknesses, is following up with people. So what I'll usually do is I'll usually follow up with an email. The other thing that I'll do to capture people is I do a giveaway. People love free things. Okay, so I bring somebody to an event. And Constant Contact pays me $10 for that person being there. Usually what I will do is purchase a $15 or a $20 gift certificate to Panera's, to a local restaurant, to somewhere that you believe that small business owners would actually use, and then I do a drawing. And I pass around a basket, and I say, and in the basket I have some blank business cards, and Paige can get those to you. And it's business card side. It says name, email address, company, phone number. And what I tell people, either drop in your business card or fill out a blank business card and drop it in. We'll do a drawing at the end of the day. Right next to those blank business cards in the basket is my business card. What I found is some people won't come up to you and talk to you, but if I can slide my business card in front of them, they'll pick one up, which is fine. If nothing else, I'm getting my logo, I'm getting my business in front of them. I don't have a whole lot of people call me from my business card, but that's okay. They're picking it up, they're taking it with them. So, and I will have people that will throw their business card in for the drawing, but they won't fill out the evaluation. I have people who won't throw in their business card, but they'll fill out the evaluation. So what I'm doing is I'm going to get them coming and going one way or the other. For instance, when I was in Sioux City, and this happens a lot, is the person that was holding the presentation, the one that set it up, she did not throw her business card in for the drawing because she felt bad because it was her presentation. I would I would not have gotten her information had I not had the evaluation sheet, because she filled out the evaluation sheet. Not only did she fill out the evaluation sheet, but she wants me to set up a time to do another presentation for them, which it was a college. It's a college in Sioux City. So it's crazy how it works. I get them coming and going, then you follow up. Okay, another revenue stream, know, show, and grow. What you want to do with this, know your product, know what's going on with Constant Contact. Okay, I'm gonna jump back here to kind of walk through this. I know I'm talking longer than a half an hour. Like I said, I get excited. Okay, I'm gonna jump back into this. The right plan at the right price, okay? Keep in mind, email starts at $20 a month. Sometimes you're going to have people in the audience that are a little back offish. First off, I don't understand why small business owners don't realize $20 a month to do email marketing, but they don't totally understand the power of email marketing. So what I do is, if I will bring up Email Plus, and what I'll do is I will show all of the tools in Email Plus, but what I really want to do is I really want to sell them on email marketing, because I want to get them in the door. Because what will happen a lot of times is they'll come in the door with email, and then they'll go, oh, I'd like to send out a coupon. Oh, I'd like to do a Facebook advertising. And then what they do is they upgrade to Email Plus, or they want to do an autoresponder. They upgrade to Email Plus, and then boom, my revenue share for that client doubles, because they've gone from email to Email Plus. And if I have helped them build their email database, they're more likely to go to Email Plus, because I've been there for them. And if I'm working with them, helping them build their database, I have more opportunity to show them Email Plus, which is, I do that a lot. I have this one lady I've been working with for a couple of months now, just off and on, and I went in and I said, do you know what else Constant Contact does? And she goes, no, can you show me? I showed her some of the tools Constant Contact has, and she goes, we've been wanting to do that and we didn't know how. Boom, there we go. She went to her boss. They went right from email to Email Plus. Then I want to keep building their database. I want to keep building their email list. Okay, so that's the beauty of knowing your product, knowing Constant Contact, and there's a lot of ways you can do that. Constant Contact has monthly training, and I'm going to show you that in just a, well, let me bring it up now. Constant Contact has monthly training. I don't know if you saw this. This came out June 13th. Well, actually, I got my first one in May. This was the first, this is the first one that I found, the first email, but I wanted to show you this. If you see something from Constant Contact, I know we get a bazillion emails, at least open it. This is from the solution provider team. This is June product training webinar series. I always sign up for these. If I can make it, I do. If not, I still get the recording. 9 times out of 10, I'm there. This was solution provider training. This was not a client training. This is from solution providers. And when they talked about getting started with Constant Contact, they were talking about as a solution provider. And it looks like there is a couple of other things coming up, plus you can see the recording. Email campaigns in action, events and registration, automated emails. That was a good one. I'm fairly familiar with autoresponders, but I still want to know, what are they showing me? Because Constant Contact is constantly changing. They're constantly upgrading their product. And then I missed this one because I had something going on with a client, but contacts and reporting in action. So this is where you learn your product. So when you're sitting down with someone, you can show them, first off, you can show them what Constant Contact offers, and then you can show them how to use it because you have more experience with those products than they do. You may not think you have a lot of experience because you may have only seen it once or twice, maybe you haven't used it, but they had never seen it. They didn't even know it existed. So know your product. Constant Contact has a lot of great information. If you go online, they have blogs, they have solution providers giving input, just all kinds of information out there. Of course, our Midwest meeting once a month. Constant Contact has quarterly meetings and also product webinars, which I just showed you, monthly meetings and quarterly meetings. So it's the last thing, 5B down there, is show it to those outliers, those people that have had Constant Contact for a while, that you've moved them under your console. Now you're getting revenue stream. Help them build their database. Show them the products that Constant Contact has. You don't know how many outliers I bring under my console, and then I come to find out they're really kicking it with email. They're doing good. They put together fantastic emails. They just don't know what other products that we offer. So those are the 5 ways that I make money. Don't forget yourself, your dreams, and your focus. Bring those outliers into your fold. Help people build your list. Do events if you're an event person, or connect with somebody else. SCORE, SBA, I work with Catholic charities, religious organizations. Omaha's putting together a national cemetery. It opens in August. I'm working with them. And so people can help you put events together and then know, show, and grow. Okay, I'm going to wrap it up here next month, and I'm going to open it up here in just a minute if you all have any questions. Next month, I'm going to talk about 10 things to know about your partner console. There are a lot of things on your partner console that I didn't know about, except I went out and started hunting and pecking. I don't want you to have to do that. I want you to know that what exists out there and how to find things so you can be effective as a Constant Contact ALE. Some of the things that we are going to talk about is how many consoles you have. You realize you have more than one console. I'm going to show you both of them. I'm going to tell you the differences between them. I'm going to show you how to read a financial benefit report and what it means, and how to track your earnings. Those are only 4 of the 10 things that I'm going to show you next month. So I hope you come. I hope you're here. We want to make you successful. We want to make you profitable. I personally want to keep the ALE program alive and making money, not only for Constant Contact, but first and foremost myself. And you know, it's always nice to have that income. So I've opened up the phone lines. If anybody has any questions, any comments, just go ahead and blurt them out. If you have to go, I understand. And thank you for your time. I appreciate that. Okay, guys, it's over to you. Any questions?
Yeah, Mike, this is Chuck. When you first started 9 years ago, did you just jump in and start your business and got involved with Constant Contact sometime down the road, and built up the business so it was full-time, or did you have to work it slowly, work full-time job, and then build the other business as you began to grow, and then join with Constant Contact later?
I'm trying to think of how to answer that. I did have another job at the time, and I started doing social media marketing. And then my other job decided that I was not a fit for their organization, so it was a good time for me to jump off.
Sure.
When I when I first, or jump in, I should say, when I first started with social media marketing, and I don't have my social media model handy, but what I did when I first started with social media marketing is I blew social media marketing away. That's what I do. I'm a social media marketer. I'm a communicator. I love communicating. So what I did was I blew away social media marketing. I blew up my Twitter. I have over 14,000 people on Twitter. I have about 2,500 people on LinkedIn. And I was selling my social media services, but it wasn't enough. I knew there was more there. So I was introduced to Constant Contact, and I thought, boom, that's what I need. I'm missing email marketing. So what I did was I originally started with Constant Contact. There were some things I didn't like about it, some tools that I needed that Constant Contact couldn't give me. So from there, I went to One Shopping Cart. I went to iContact. I was bouncing, trying to find the right tool. Then I went to Aweber, who gave me what I was looking for, but it wasn't 100% of what I needed to go where I wanted to go. So then I decided to go back and take a re-look at Constant Contact, and Constant Contact had changed so much. I stayed with Constant Contact. Constant Contact saw what I was doing as a solution provider because I integrated it into my business model. And when they came up with the ALE program, they said, we like what you're doing as a solution provider. We'd like to make you an ALE and see what you can do with that. So that's kind of my story on how I got connected with Constant Contact. And it took me a couple of years to realize just how to make money and what I needed to do to make money with Constant Contact. And it's an integral part of my marketing now. Did that answer your question?
Yes, very well, very well. It really did. And now that you're at the point you are now, do you have any part-time help or anything like that to help you do follow-ups or do other things, or do you do everything yourself still?
The reason I laugh, Chuck, is because yes, I've brought people on, and guys, don't take this the wrong way. If you want to build your business, I would say go for it. But what was happening is I found out when I brought on employees, they acted like employees. They came in the morning and they sat down and I said, what are you doing? And they said, nothing, I'm waiting to do something. So I would sit down and tell them what to do and they would do it and then they would sit there. And I'm like, what I found is that most people didn't have the passion that I did.
Mm-hmm.
But to really answer your question, I have one full-time person and I have two part-time people that work for me. And as far as the follow-ups, I do those myself. But as far as your business goes, one of the things you have to look at is what is your bandwidth? How much can you physically do? And if you brought somebody in, what would that do for you? So what I'm saying is I'm restricted by my own bandwidth. I only have so many hours in a day to do everything that I need to do. So for me, in some places, it's advantageous for me to have another person on. As far as follow-ups, I do all the follow-ups myself. But once your business grows to a certain point, you're not going to be able to. You're going to have to bring in that help.
Yeah, I found that to be very true and was very fortunate. My business has been open a year and a half now. So what's exciting is that I had gotten to the point where I needed to have some extra help because my bandwidth had been ultra used and exploding out of the pipe. So
I
Um,
hear you.
so what was a wonderful thing, even though it was sad, we of course knew about Leslie Goldenberg and Sandy Adams kind of being moved on. But I contacted Leslie and kind of got to know her real well as a friend, and she indicated she was going to restart her virtual assistant company again. And so, because she knows Constant Contact inside and out and set up events for Steve Robinson and other RDDs and has done designing email newsletter programs to help people. I've hired her on as an independent contractor because that's how she wants it. And it's good with me because, and I'm starting small with just so many hours a week, but I'm beginning to grow those hours for her too. And so that became a great tool that's available. I'm sharing it here too because anybody else is in the same boat. She's looking for customers, so she's a primo type of assistant.
That is awesome. And from what I understand, Sandy will work part-time also if you need somebody. But that's perfect, Chuck, and that's another reason to have our power hours. Share what you're doing. And, Chuck, if you don't mind if people contacted you if they need her information, um, I'd like to go ahead and, kind of throw that out there.
I'm glad that you do because I just like to be able to help like we're trying to do, like you've started up with this. I just think that all of us will gain so much more by doing that and just opening up and really do share things that we gain or learn or whatever, because I've gained a lot by just listening to others who are willing to help. So I've appreciated it a lot. So I'd like to give back too.
Perfect. And the other thing, and it's like I tell people with social media marketing when I'm doing my presentations, is that you have access to information and you know things that I don't. So I appreciate that and I appreciate you sharing because I don't know everything, but I know more with all of us talking than I do with me just by myself. So if y'all want more information about how to get in touch with Lisa, shoot something over to Chuck. Give him, hey Chuck, what's a good way for people to get in touch with you?
Yeah, one of the ways is just, of course, emailing me. And so that's CRoyer at first call, that's 1STCALL, first call interactivemarketing.com. Again, CRoyer at first call interactivemarketing.com. Or they can go to my website as well, which is the same thing, first call interactivemarketing.com, and they can set up an appointment with me through Visita.
Gotcha. Great, great. So y'all have that. If y'all have any questions for Chuck, go ahead and ask them. So,
yeah, I didn't mean to take up all the conversation here. I want to make sure others get to share something or a question too.
Hey, no problem. Also, so you all know, I have set aside some time during the week. If you want to do a one-on-one, give me a call, do a teleconference, a webinar with each other, a go-to meeting. We can do that also. Let me know. Right now I have them set up for Tuesdays and Thursdays. Tuesdays at 1:30 in the afternoon and Thursdays at 9 o'clock in the morning. Shoot me an email, Mike at ASM Omaha, stands for Affordable Social Media, Mike at ASM Omaha, and we'll set something up because I'd love to work with you one-on-one, get to know you a little bit better and see if there's any other ways that I can help.
Great, Mike, I appreciate that. I'm going to take advantage of that. I'd like to learn how you leverage LinkedIn much better because I don't use it appropriately enough at all.
Oh man, LinkedIn is a killer tool. I like using LinkedIn, so you bet. And depending on how much interest I have in it, we can always do a webinar, or I can do a webinar on LinkedIn. And
Mike, I'd love that. That would be a great idea.
I would enjoy that too.
Fantastic.
Next.
Yeah, and that's why it's great to link up with Luke. Come on, think. Tom Luke, is that it? Shoot,
Tom?
Yeah, Tom and his Facebook ones that he does, the webinars he does. I listen to those all the time because he knows that stuff inside and out like crazy, and maybe you do too, Mike. Again, I don't know everybody's skill set of what they do with their business.
Yeah, and I can help anybody with Facebook, but I am very interested in, I tried to become an expert at Facebook first because and nail that one, and now I want to move on to LinkedIn and, and some of the others. But yeah, just keeping up with Facebook is a challenge.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Yeah, if anybody has any questions about Facebook, Tom's the person to do that. I know how it works, I know how to put things together, but as far as an expert, and if you notice, that's one of the things that Paige is kind of trying to get out of us is, what is your expertise so we can do things like this? Because say, hey, Tom, I don't quite understand advertising. What's the difference between a boost and a setting up an advertisement? Boost your boost your page and promote your post or something like that.
And I'm sorry, who was the other one on our line right now that said they knew Facebook well? The name of the person that's on our call right now that knew Facebook well?
Well, we have David and Lane.
Yeah, was it David or was it Lane that shared that?
It was not David.
Okay. Maybe I heard something. I wasn't really there.
Okay.
That happens.
You got to be careful. Got to be careful.
Age, all I can say is age.
Well, let me set something up for a LinkedIn webinar, and then I'll send out a notification to everybody because I like using LinkedIn.
Great.
That would be great.
Thank you.
Does anybody else have?
If anybody's interested, I do have my online webinar for Facebook is next Wednesday, the 22nd.
And where can we go to sign up for that?
Say that again?
Where can we go to sign up for that?
Either on my website, on my Facebook page, or just email me and I can send you the link back. I'll be sending out an email on it. Actually, I'm hoping to get one out today too.
Hey Tom, are you what I'm wondering is can you, while we're talking, can you get to your sign up page and put that link in chat?
Sure.
And then I think we can all get it from there.
Okay.
And then we can also look for your email coming out.
And David, what's your website?
I think David just punched out.
Oh, did he? Okay.
Oh, David's still there.
Yeah, I'm here.
What's your website, David?
My website is internetresults.info.
Awesome.
Great. Thank you, David.
Mm-hmm.
Tom, it's good to be on here with you, too.
Thank you. You too, Chuck.
You bet.
All right. Tom, did you put that in chat? Did you put
Hang
the
on
link
just
in chat?
a second. I'm getting it
Okay.
right now.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure I didn't see it, and I sometimes doubt technology. Do you have any questions, David?
I do not. I just wanted to thank you very much for taking the time to do this morning. It's been very helpful. Thank you.
You bet. You bet. I'm glad you had time to come. I did record it, and I'll put it online and let you guys know when it's up, so you can, if you want to get to it again, or if you want to share it with anybody, you can do that.
Great.
The link is in the box if that's available to everybody. I don't know, Mike, if everybody can see that.
Which one is it in?
I just put it in the question link.
Oh, can everybody see? Can everybody see that?
No.
No, I don't see it.
I don't know how.
Hang on, let me see if I can.
This is the power. He probably has a way to do it.
I was trying to copy it over, but I can't copy it out of the question link, out of the question box. It won't let me do that.
Huh.
All it lets me do is copy across your email address, Tom. Oh, hang on. I think I got it. Let me drop it in the chat. Can you all see that?
Yeah, we
Yep.
see it.
Okay,
I see
great.
it.
All right. Yep. And I just clicked on it and it went right to it. Sweet.
Excellent.
Sounds awesome.
Yep, wonderful. Thanks.
Great. And let me go ahead and I'm going to put it over on this side too. So there we go. So it's also on the recording. All right. That's all I have for today. If nobody has anything else, guys, go forth and be profitable.
Thanks, Mike.
Thank you so much, Mike. We appreciate it.
Yep,
You
take
bet.
care, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
We'll see you next month. Bye.
Bye. Thanks, Mike.